In order to conceptualize the quote that inspired the session, it's important to think through the lens of what the Behavior Alliance supports at the universal Tier 1 level for which all students have access. First and foremost, we work with schools to build school-wide systems. These systems include things like defining, teaching, and reinforcing or acknowledging norms and appropriate behavior across the school system. In addition, we support a continuum of consequences, sometimes called progressive discipline systems, and we use data to inform our interventions and our progress. Today's module is going to focus largely on classroom systems. And within classroom systems, you can see posted here multiple ways that we help build and support schools in their strive to make safe, predictable environments for students. In today's session, we'll talk specifically about the first elements of this, which include posting, teaching, reviewing, and acknowledging or reinforcing norms and skills, and how to specifically give feedback to students for their appropriate pro-social behavior. In narrowing our focus for the module that you are working on right now, we encourage you to apply your thinking to a classroom of students or even small group of students or an individual student. That will help you think through the lens of what you can do to apply the learning in this module. The next part of this presentation is going to cover 3 sections of building positive support practices. We'll start by talking about norms, and then you'll work through some self-directed learning around redirections and feedback. We at the Behavior Alliance like to think about norms as our big umbrella. In the United States, the most common school-wide norms are safe, respectful, and responsible. However, we certainly encourage folks to think about the school community they serve and make norms that fit their local school context. Those norms are the umbrellas or overarching themes, norms, expectations, core values that we would like to instill in every community member of the school. Those norms are typically, like an umbrella, quite broad. However, we need to define them out specifically, and we define them using specific skills. So back to my original example of safe, respectful, and responsible, we need to define out underneath each of those umbrella terms what specific behavioral skills we want to see from students. Here you see an example of those overarching or umbrella norms and some specific skills from a real school. You see the same universal, pretty common norms across the United States of safe, respectful, and responsible, and you see some clearly defined, observable, and measurable skills. So under SAFE, for example, you see a skill that you're teaching to students, which is using walking feet only. At the end of the day, as we build out our norms, our big ideas, our values, our umbrella terms, we want to build connections to what we're doing. And ideally, those connections are to a school-wide system. But if that doesn't exist, that's okay. You can certainly build your classroom-specific norms with your groups of students. We also have the ability to, beyond just doing this in your own classroom, individualize this for a student if you chose at your entry point as wanting to impact an individual student's behavior. The most important part about doing anything beyond a school-wide system is that if you're going to do this in a classroom or with an individual student, you want to do this with that group of students or with that individual student so that the norms can be part of a shared value system.